Coming up on Good Morning Longhorns, the UT Tower will soon be under construction. What you need to know.
The Good Morning Longhorns team spent the weekend at Austin City Limits Music Festival. We've got highlights from one of Austin's biggest weekends.
Plus, we sat down backstage with West 22nd Band following their first ACL performance. More on their journey from West Campus to Zilker.
And in other news, Monday was the one-year anniversary of the October 7th attacks that started the Israel-Hamas war. We'll tell you how people on campus are recognizing the date.
And finally, it is 7 a.m. and as always, OU still sucks. The Red River rivalry is this weekend, and we're getting ready for the showdown. All this and more right here, right now on Good Morning Longhorns. And Good Morning Longhorns for this Wednesday, October 9th. I'm Logan Dubel.
And I'm Coco Kennedy. Thanks for joining us this morning. How are you doing today, Logan?
Happy to be here. Long ACL weekend. We had a good time, still recovering from some of the Zilker Park dust, but we are happy to be here. It's been a busy week.
And we have a lot of good coverage that we're going to show you guys today. And on our YouTube, I had a great time with Logan and Ella this entire weekend, and we're excited to share.
Yes, very excited to show all that off. But first for you, starting off on a more serious note, it's been a year since the massacre in Israel where Hamas killed around 1,200 civilians at the Supernova Music Festival in southern Israel. Longhorn Students for Israel, along with Texas Hillel, hosted a vigil Monday night at the Hogg Auditorium commemorating the lives lost that day. Our Itza Martinez has been going across campus talking with students about all of this throughout the week. Take a look.
We have student leaders and student voices, specifically Israeli students who have personal ties or relationships to October 7th.
We all love this university, we love this community, we love being together here, but we love what it stands for, but we don't love what it's doing. And what it stands for is, pioneering innovation, for pioneering truth, for always seeking justice, and that's not what the university is doing now.
And the vigil had a video addressed by Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who said Israel is both right and righteous in pursuing the elimination of Hamas, and the United States must do everything in our power to protect them. Members of the Palestinian Solidarity Committee are also hosting a week of action in solidarity of the first anniversary of the attacks that killed over 40,000 civilians of Gaza.
Alrighty, and some election news back here at home for you now. Former President Trump held a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday. That's the site of the first assassination attempt against him. On Monday, Vice President Kamala Harris sat down with CBS's 60 Minutes for an interview traditionally held with major party candidates. 60 Minutes reported that Trump backed out of his interview, and his communications director posted on X that 60 Minutes insisted on unprecedented live fact-checking.
And noting that CBS noted they fact-check every broadcast, Harris also appeared on an episode of the Call Her Daddy podcast on Sunday. She talked about her personal life and also touched on abortion issues, domestic violence, and sexual assault. In other news, last Friday, millions of Texans were awoken unexpectedly around 5 a.m., created in 2017 to warn residents about an event in which a law enforcement officer was killed or injured. The Blue Alert notified civilians to be on the lookout for Seth Altman, who was involved in the altercation on Thursday night that resulted in the injury of the police chief in Memphis, Texas. The suspect is still at large. The Federal Communications Commission has gotten thousands of complaints over the timing of the emergency alert notice.
And as we mentioned earlier, it was a very big weekend for us at ACL as we talked with artists and experienced all the food, music, and excitement that Austin has to offer in Zilker Park. It was a great time.
It was.
And our Ella Danina was there and talks with us now here in the studio. Ella, you talked with all of those artists, got some great conversations with them and talking about their music, their journey, and all things Austin.
Yeah. Thanks, Logan. Yeah, this past weekend, getting the privilege to interview bands right after they performed was a surreal experience. From Grammy-nominated artist and UT grad Saul Paul to the iconic band Mr. Wives and an ACL debut artist Hudson Westbrook, it was a jam-packed weekend full of great interviews. Take a look.
Saul Paul and Ella. Take one. I bleed orange. What happens here changes the world. So to be able to come back and play at one of the iconic stages like ACL, I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Still haven't come down yet. That was really surpassed what we expected it to be. It was early, and the last day we were like, oh, everyone's gonna be tired and hungover and not show up, and what an incredible crowd.
As far as my influences, Parker, Co, Turnpike, all them. I look up to them so much.
And those artists were so excited to take the stage at a festival that's known by people all over the country. The energy at all of their sets was electric, with people singing and dancing to the lyrics. Many of the artists told us about their aspirations, future goals, and upcoming albums in their interviews. To hear more about those artists, go to the Good Morning Longhorns YouTube channel for the full interviews. I'm Ella Danina. Back to you.
Alrighty, Ella, thank you. It was a great weekend. Definitely go, as Ella mentioned, check out some of those interviews. It was a blast. Super excited to show y'all more of these stories as we head later into this half hour.
Absolutely. Logan had a great interview and sat down with West 22nd and put together an entire package that really came together really nicely. So I'm very excited about that. And we also have some awesome little food video that you can check out for weekend 2 for a little bit of inspiration.
Yes, it was a great time. I still can't believe how fast it went by. It was hot. But I must say, they treat us well.
They did.
In the media,
did.
they treat us well, give us some nice space to stay a little bit cool and stay hydrated. So definitely everybody else, if you were going for weekend 2, make sure you stay hydrated. I think that's the #1 thing. It's still going to be hot out there.
Absolutely agree. In other news, Lime, an electric scooter and e-bike company, has taken extra measures to ensure they are prepared for Austin city limits, which kicked off this weekend. The company has redistributed their scooters and e-bikes across Austin in hopes to meet the high demands of ACL crowds.
Additionally, Lime has set up a tent along Lumi Road where they will provide free helmets and parking information to concert goers. These tactics are supposed to combat the 200% increase in ridership that occurs previously during events like ACL and South by Southwest.
And while the ACL Fund didn't only involve musicians, a less well-known performance known as silent disco filled the Tito's tent with energized festival goers. From the outside, the party seems like it's missing a key element: music.
And yet these quiet events, the company that hosts silent disco has gotten it down to a science. Attendees can choose from 3 different DJs' music channels, and not only allowing them to have fun, but help them hearing while doing so. Take a look.
The higher we go in terms of sound level, the less time we can spend safely at that sound level. Most of the time, even though the volume might be a little bit higher than what we would like, the event is not long enough to cause hearing loss.
And I was there myself with Paulina. She was grabbing some of this footage. It was definitely interesting. I don't think I've ever been to anything silent disco related before, but it's interesting because you wouldn't necessarily think that there would be this kind of event just in the middle of ACL, which obviously there's noise ordinances and everything like that. Well, they just go quiet altogether and people still have a great time.
I think it worked.
Yeah, definitely a fun time. For more information on silent disco at ACL, you can check out that full story that'll be here on the show next week. And of course, we'll have much more on our big weekend at ACL coming up later this half hour.
Well, last Friday, President Hartzell announced the start of upcoming UT Tower renovation and restoration of the exterior stone, windows, and clock face is projected to begin this November and last through summer 2027. To aid in construction, scaffolding and decorative coverings will soon rise, altering the view of the tower.
And this could affect certain milestones, including graduation pictures. However, this construction is not set to advance to cover the entire tower until after the 2025 commencement. Hartzell does say that the class of 26 and possibly 27 should make plans to capture pictures prior to all of these alterations. Definitely get those pictures now if you're planning to go. I know they've said possibly that there will maybe be like a fake view of the tower that's put in front of that to maybe look like the tower in the background, but we'll see how that pans out.
You know, that's what I was hearing too, and I'm really hoping to get some good pictures of the tower because I feel like it's so iconic to everybody's graduation. So disappointed for the restoration of the tower, but what needs to happen happens, so I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, and definitely there are plenty of other spots on campus, so people can go
Absolutely.
and grab those as well. All right, well, after the break, it has been a wild weather week in Florida as they gear up for yet another hurricane, but here in Austin, we are on to yet another week without rain. We've got your full forecast next. And welcome back. Before we get to our weather, Hurricane Milton has strengthened to a Category 5 hurricane. It's expected to make landfall on the west coast of Florida tonight. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is urging residents of Hillsborough County, which includes Tampa, to evacuate and move inland. He's offering that residents move inland instead of attempting the hours-long drive out of the range of impact there.
Joining us on set to tell us what's happening here locally is Abby Sines. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning. Thank you, Coco. And good morning, everyone. OU Hate Week is full of bright and sunny skies. Today, the high will be 90 degrees with a low of 62 degrees. This Texas heat will continue on, as tomorrow we will hit a high of 92 degrees and a low of 63 degrees. Friday is looking just as hot with a high of 90 degrees and a low of 63 degrees. With no clouds in sight and the UV hitting a high of 8 each weekday, make sure to use that sunscreen. Finishing out the week in the 90s, Saturday will have a high of 91 degrees and a low of 64 degrees. Sunday is looking just as similar with a high of 90 degrees and a low of 64 degrees. If you are headed up to Dallas for the Red River Showdown, it is looking like a beautiful weekend to take down OU, enjoy some funnel cakes at the State Fair, and seeing Texas fight. That's all from the Weather Center. I'm Abby Sines. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Abby. With cold and flu season in full swing, University's Health Services is up and running with its fall 2024 flu vaccination clinic. These clinics are available on campus at Gregory Gym, Pickle Campus, the Student Services Building, and the UT School of Nursing. Walk-ins are welcome, but students may also schedule an appointment online. Bring your UT ID and appointment QR code to show up upon arrival.
And jumping into sports, while UT may have had a bye, Week 6 was a wild week for college football with tons of upsets unraveling the rankings for the week. But it was a good week for us. Number 1 Alabama was upset by Vanderbilt. Unranked Arkansas beat number 4 Tennessee. Minnesota beat number 11 USC. And number 25 Texas A&M crushed number 9 Missouri. I don't even know how to feel about that one.
I don't either. Well, what does this mean, I ask? All you need to know is that Texas is back at the number 1 spot and that we are the only SEC team to be undefeated going into this weekend.
I will take that. And it is officially OU Hate Week, as we said. The Longhorns hope to bounce back and crush the number 18 Sooners. Fans are most curious to find out the status of Quinn, our quarterback, who has been out since that UTSA game with an oblique injury.
Yeah, well, Coach Sark said that he feels good about the veterans' availability for the showdown. Quinn is expected to be taking the field. The Texas Fight Rally and Parade is tonight down at Guadalupe Street at 6:30 p.m. to get everyone into the rivalry spirit, and kickoff is at 2:30 Saturday at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas.
And speaking of the Cotton Bowl, right outside of that stadium is, of course, the Texas State Fair. You can check out some animals in the barns or enjoy the Coca-Cola pop-up where you can sample their latest flavors. Lots happening there.
Yes, you can also check out food from the winners of the 2024 Big Tex Choice Awards, like a cotton candy on a stick or have a good old-fashioned corn dog. The State Fair also features more than 70 rides. How about that?
Yes, and it is, of course, State Fair season, as we're mentioning, and the countdown to corn dogs is finally over, but it does come with lots of changes. If you are headed to Dallas up there for Texas OU, here are some new security measures that you should know about happening at the State Fair. First of all, no weapons of any kind, including concealed carry, will be allowed on the fairgrounds.
There will also be more searches and screenings at the redesigned entrances, along with a couple hundred cameras surrounding the fair. These changes might mean it will take a little longer to get into this year's fair, so patience is key. The fair runs through Sunday, October 20th.
Alrighty, very excited. Are you heading up there to Dallas?
I am, and I'm so excited. I've never really gotten the chance to experience the Texas Fair before. We usually just go straight into the game whenever I'm there, but I am making it a point to go to the fair this week.
Yes, and normally the game is pretty early. Now it's later, so I guess that means worse sunburn for me, but more fun time at the fair, so I'll take that.
Exactly. What's your favorite food down at the fair?
You know, honestly, last year I barely tried things, so I think this year it is all about the experience. Speaking of experience, jumping back into our weekend at ACL, it is common to see local artists play some of the festival stages, but it's not every year that the performers are current UT students. I caught up with West 22nd Band backstage right after their big debut, and here's a look.
And we're here backstage with West 22nd Band. They just finished up their first ever set here at ACL, and it's a dream for this band that all started on a street that thousands of UT students call home.
When the founding members of West 22nd were freshmen, they lived in the Callaway House. Jam sessions with friends eventually became rehearsals with bandmates. And the venues these indie rockers played quickly moved from West Campus fraternities to downtown music staples. West 22nd, named after the street where it all started,
was born. This weekend, that dream finally came face to face with one of Austin's biggest spotlights.
Yeah, it hasn't set in yet. Like in my head, we just played a show, but no, it's like this is the show.
It's crazy to come full circle. I mean, you posted on your story that we were like ACL hopeful like a year ago, which is insane. And we would like joke about it early on when we first formed that we'd eventually be playing ACL, and here we are now.
When I first interviewed the band for the Daily Texan almost 2 years ago, they said they'd consider making this a full-time gig. Now,
We're so excited to finish our degrees and be out of school and thankful for everything UT's done for us, but we're ready to hit the road and visit new cities.
and before we said goodbye, we couldn't leave the band without showing them what one day might be a piece of Longhorn history. One fun thing for you guys, so I keep mentioning, back to the article, I have, if Ella and Coco could bring this in for us, we're gonna get you to sign from that original Daily Texan article. If we could get y'all to sign this here, going all the way back to the beginning. Back to the beginning. Let's get y'all to sign this. And then with that, we're here with West 22nd, first ACL set. Super proud to call them UT students. Sending it back to you guys.
Well, what an amazing look we got into the West 22nd Lives and their first stage presence at Austin City Limits.
Yeah, it's always cool when you can follow them from start to where they are now, and I know it's only going to keep going up for them, so very excited we got to catch up with them.
Absolutely, and not only did we get interviews from West 22nd, but we also got the chance to talk, or should I say sing, with some younger festival goers who were just as excited as I was to see Dua Lipa. Take a look.
Fantasy and I could take you for a ride. I had a premonition that we fell into a rhythm where the music don't stop for life. Glitter in the sky, glitter in my eyes, shine just the way you like. If you feel like you need a little bit of company, you met me at the perfect time.
And those girls were just as excited to see Dua Lipa as I think you were, Coco, maybe even more excited. But even if you weren't at her show, you may have seen her out and about this weekend. Take a look here. Dua Lipa was spotted at staples like Allen Boots and actually was dancing at the Broken Spoke following her set on Saturday night. I think up there right now, a couple of people that I know actually ran into her at the Broken Spoke. Wow. So those are some of those pictures there.
Lucky them.
Yeah, and then she was dancing at the Broken Spoke. Dua Lipa was having herself a time in Austin.
She was everywhere, hitting all the iconic spots. It was great. After the break, we'll show you all things food related and festival goers at ACL. We'll be right back. Weekend, Ella and I tasted our way through ACL Eats. From dumplings to loaded fries, we highlighted the unique cuisines of Austin.
And here's a look at all the different stops the two of them made throughout Zilker Park.
Hey y'all, I'm Ella Danita reporting for Texas Student Television. We're out here at ACL Eats. We're gonna head inside, check out all the local food and vendors. Let's take a look. We're at Coco's
also, there's
Bavarian.
supposed to be
Introduce
someone
yourself.
coming to film us.
Hi, Katie Lowe.
Taylor Wilcox.
And what do we have here?
We've got our currywurst. It's going to be a bed of Belgian fries. Then we do a bratwurst slice up on top with our curry ketchup. Delicious. And then we've got our Bavarian pretzel. It's going to be a sourdough pretzel. We got it buttered, salted, and we serve it with a queso.
It looks so good. Would you say these are your best-selling items overall?
I would say this is something new that we're doing this year on the menu. We had it on our brick and mortar. We have it here today. And then this is our best seller right here.
Well, it looks delicious. We're excited to try it. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
And tell us what we have here.
So right here we have our very famous original kimchi fries with Korean barbecue marinated steak, caramelized kimchi on a bed of fries, sriracha, magic sauce, and cilantro.
And what makes them so famous?
I would say the balance of sweetness, savory, uniqueness. It's just everything's good in one bite.
They look amazing. How long have y'all been here a vendor at ACL?
Here at ACL, we've been here since 2012, so about close to 15 years now.
Well, that's incredible. We're excited to try them.
And also this weekend, we set up outside of Zilker, stopping people as they headed into the festival to find out who they were most excited to see. I think there's a theme here. Dua Lipa seemed to be the most popular answer.
I think it was. So many people plan their iconic outfits for weeks before, so we also talked all things fashion, finding out where their outfits were from. Take a look.
Who are you most excited to see today, Blake?
Teddy Swims.
I love Teddy Swims. What is your favorite song?
Devil in a Dress.
Love it. And where are you guys from?
Germany.
Denmark.
Denmark.
And y'all traveled all the way here for ACL?
Yes.
Of course. I love Dua Lipa.
Sure, yeah. No. I mean, exchange student. Yeah, exchange student.
So is this your first time at ACL?
Yes.
And so people there from all around the world love to see that here in Austin. And for weekend 2 of ACL, we can expect many more great performers. There will be people here from weekend 1, along with some new faces.
And if you're heading to Dallas, you can head over to Zilker Park to hear from Benson Boone, Chris Stapleton, Blink-182, Hudson Westbrook, and more.
Still happening. Lots happening here in Austin, lots happening in Dallas. You
It's
gotta
everywhere.
pick and choose this weekend where you're headed. So also this morning, Hollywood and The Hammer are colliding yet again. Following the hit show Monsters on Netflix, the Menendez brothers case has regained national attention. This show covers the 1989 double homicide when the sons killed their parents. This week, people across social media have been heavily invested in this case once again.
Not only that, but Kim Kardashian has even put out a statement after her visit with the brothers, stating that she hopes the brothers are freed and that they deserve justice. The Los Angeles District Attorney Office announced that they have now received new evidence that may help the Menendez brothers' defense. The evidence will be brought up in a new hearing on November 29th. Now, when we come back, we'll be joined with our Devin D. Michelle to get all the outfit inspo you may need for the Red River rivalry. Stay with us.
Good Morning Longhorns. To get into the spirit of the Red River rivalry game coming up Saturday, we are going to be running through some of the craziest food combinations at the Texas State Fair. From fried bubblegum to corn dogs, the Cotton Bowl has got it all. But before we dive into that, I have styled some game day outfits for my fashion lovers here at UT wanting to look stylish and keep cool in the Texas heat. First off, we have this adorable white set from With Jean. I accessorized it with a classic Stetson hat to fit the southern vibe for game day. And I particularly love this hat because of the studded detailing on it, which is super on trend right now. For the next outfit, you can really never go wrong with a denim dress. This is one from Frame, and it's so cute, and the detailing on the boots is a cute touch to the outfit too. Next up is this beautiful cream-colored dress with neutral tones. It's a lighter option for game day to keep cool in the Texas heat for anybody that has been to the State Fair. It gets hot over there. I also thought the detailing on this bag is super unique. I love the scallop detail at the top. And lastly, these shorts are just the coolest. The cowhide is replacing leopard this fall, and honestly, I'm here for it. I think it's so chic paired with the dark denim top for the contrast, and the statement earrings from Mega are a personal favorite of mine. Moving away from fashion at UT, students can bring to the fair, let's run down some of the elaborate food options the fair has to offer. Traditionally, the State Fair offers food classics like corn dogs, turkey legs, chicken nuggets, and cotton candy bacon on a stick. Logan and Coco, would you guys try this?
Honestly, when I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So we'll see. We'll see how things are looking. We'll see if I'm like stress eating, depending on how Texas is playing. We'll see how it's going. Coco?
I'm pretty hesitant. I'm not a big fried food eater, but I'm interested to see all the options.
Yeah, Coco's gonna go around and like try and find. You could do a TikTok of all the healthiest things you can find at the.
Healthy
if
food
that's even
photos
possible
at
at the State Fair.
I should.
It'll
That's
be a
good idea.
challenge for
Totally.
navigating the fair.
Yeah, definitely a challenge.
Moving on from that combination, the State Fair also offers a funnel cake queso bacon burger. This seems like a jam-packed food combination, but what do you guys think of this?
I don't think I could do this. That would make my stomach burn a hole inside of itself.
Yeah, probably.
Like, that's dangerous.
Yeah, I don't even know. Well, I'll have to find snacks this weekend. I think we'll get things to try.
Yeah,
we'll find some
I think if you have just a little bit of everything, then you'll be fine. But I think
you have like a bite. Like you just go around, you have a bite
here and there. You have to do it like on all like the cooking shows. Like they take literally one bite and like that's it, and the plate goes to the side.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. That would be fun. Just like how we did at ACL, trying all the different vendors, getting little bites of everything. I think this could be a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a fun time. Devin, thanks for joining us. Everybody have a blast at OU. That's all the time we have for this Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Logan Dubal.
And I'm Coco Kennedy from all of us at Good Morning Longhorns. We'll see you here next week. For more news, you can follow us on Instagram at Good Morning Longhorns and check us out on tstv.news online. Have a great Wednesday. Hook 'em.